Shalom, brothers and sisters. I'm Brother Sid of the Commandment Keepers Church. We have a detailed broadcast for our brothers and sisters internationally. The title of today's broadcast will be Satan Controls Popular Culture. Satan controls popular culture, brothers and sisters. Okay, get ready for an eye-opening discussion today as we dive into the intriguing world of popular culture and its unsettling ties to the dark side. Okay, everywhere we look, brothers and sisters, whether it's corporate media or social platforms, there's a noticeable influence lurking beneath the surface. Okay, we're going to uncover the ways in which Satan has slipped into our media landscape, subtly changing the trends and the norms of our society. Okay, join us as we unravel the history of this infiltration and explore the profound impact Satan has had on a global scale. Okay, prepare to be shocked and engaged as we reveal the hidden connections between the dark side and the popular. Okay, we're diving into an intriguing discussion about one of the most controversial eras in the history of civilization. All right, can you believe, brothers and sisters, we're in a time where sexual deviancy is boldly embraced and even celebrated in the public eye? Okay, the corporate news is stepping up to educate and inform the younger generation about alternative lifestyles. Okay, public media and corporate conglomerates are now openly promoting the LGBT lifestyle to younger generations.
LGBTQ plus people have always existed, even if the language seems new. Conversations around sexual orientation and gender are nuanced, and the alphabet, if you will, is expanding. The L stands for lesbian, a woman emotionally, romantically, or sexually attracted to other women. G stands for gay, used to describe men attracted to the same sex or anyone attracted to the same or similar genders. B, bisexual, people attracted to more than one gender. The T stands for transgender, those whose gender identity and/or expression differs from cultural expectations. Being transgender does not imply any specific sexual orientation. Some non-binary people identify as trans, others do not. Q has two meanings. First, queer, a catch-all to include those who do not identify exclusively straight and/or folks who have non-binary or gender-fluid identities. Queer was once used as a slur, but has been reclaimed by some in the community. Q can also stand for those questioning their identity. In addition to the LGBT and Q, some also add the letters I and A. I stands for intersex, those born with differences in their sex traits and reproductive anatomy. A, or asexual, are people who lack a sexual attraction or sexual interest in others. And then there's the plus. That leaves room for the other sexual identities and orientations not covered in the acronym.
Brothers and sisters, follows to the book of Romans, the 12th chapter, and we're going to read the second verse. The title of today's broadcast: Satan controls popular culture. Satan controls popular culture, brothers and sisters. Okay, we're at Romans 12:2, and it reads, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good and acceptable and the perfect will of God." Let's take a look at that again, brothers and sisters. We're at Romans, the 12th chapter and the second verse, and it reads, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God." Take a look at that, brothers and sisters. The Bible warns us to stay alert against the moral decline often linked with popular culture. See that? The Apostle Paul warned us that in the last days, cultural trends would largely oppose God's values. See that? The text underscores the importance of standing firm in biblical truth and resisting the cultural pressures that contradict God's word. See that? This is Paul. Why? Who is he speaking to? The church in Rome, right? The Roman culture. Roman culture is all across the globe today. Okay, because why? America promotes Roman culture, and American culture is what you see all throughout the earth. Okay, we are reminded that true faith requires us to prioritize God's standards above the misleading messages of modern culture. See that? Think about that. The Apostle Paul provides a sobering prophecy that in the last days, societal trends and cultural movements would what, brothers and sisters, would run counter to the ways of God. See that? It's clear. It's clear when God forbids us from imitating the way of the world, that applies to what? The LGBT mafia. Okay. And we have to speak on that. The Bible predicted that in the last days, mainstream culture would oppose biblical teachings. Many well-known celebrities are prisoners of popular culture. They cannot openly oppose it. Okay, their careers depend on endorsing worldly values, leaving them little choice in what they support if they wish to maintain their fame. Okay, remember when Lil Nas X first entered the music industry, the entertainment industry, he was not promoting the Rainbow Mafia. Okay, he was not. This young boy is being compelled to adopt a homosexual lifestyle despite not living the lifestyle. Okay, it is a well-known fact, brothers and sisters, that mainstream media has influenced this young brother to endorse a gay lifestyle in order to sustain his fame. Remember, Lil Nas admitted to Jennifer Hudson that much of his homosexual clothing makes him uncomfortable, leading many to believe he's being pressured to promote a gay lifestyle to gain cultural acceptance.
That you inspire so many with your iconic fashion, which is amazing. I want to know who and what inspires you in your style.
What is, oh my God, take that down.
Oh.
Take that down.
Oh my goodness. So you have moments where you see stuff where you like, take it down.
There are definitely moments where I'm just like, okay, I love that I did that. I don't want to see it ever again.
Wait, what's one of those moments? I'm just curious to know, so I know which one to take down.
You guys took it down already.
We
did?
did?
You took it down.
Okay.
You took it down.
So you approve of these?
I approve of these, like, eat. Like, yeah. Yeah. But
I love that.
The one from the Met Gala like 2 years ago where I'm like kind of naked and covered in crystals. I cannot explain to you how it feels like walking up to Bad Bunny, like, hi, Bad Bunny, and it's like talking, and then walking away knowing that he's seeing your ass like covered in crystals. I'm just like,
But you didn't think about that the ass was out before you...
I did, okay, look, I was trying to get out of my comfort zone again,
Okay.
you know? And I was trying to get out of my comfort zone. I don't regret it. I don't want you to think that. But it was like, I want to get out of my comfort zone. I want to feel good about my body. And I just want to just step out there. And then just looking back on it, I'm just like, damn, everybody saw my ass covered in like silver crystals.
Well, it was a good ass.
Yeah, I love it. One of my favorite asses, mine.
Well, my next question was, would you ever wear something that makes you uncomfortable? But you kind of answered that.
You know what? I will. Not right now. In this era, I just
No.
want to find some comfort. I need some comfort. I want to cover up. I want to cover up some. I want to be modest. I want to be a modest young lady. You know what I mean?
Okay. So covering up is your idea of comfort.
Yeah. I mean, for right now. I can't promise you in 3 months what I'll do because my mind changes like the weather. I might be back out here in crystals with, no clothes, but we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, I got one more question. So when you were there, if you were in something uncomfortable at the actual event, what do you do?
I guess you just try to, like, psych yourself out, like, no, it's okay. Nobody even sees it. Nobody notices.
Okay.
Yeah, just like, no, Madonna's over there doing a thing. Nobody notices. We're good. Yeah.
Lil Nas has admitted that much of his gay-themed clothing makes him uncomfortable, brothers and sisters. Clearly, Lil Nas is under some form of pressure to promote a gay image in order to achieve broader cultural acceptance. Okay, Lil Nas X is not actually gay, but he's taken on that identity as a means to sustain his career. And that's a well-known fact. Okay, that is a fact. All right, initially, when Lil Nas entered the entertainment industry, he did not promote the Rainbow Mafia. Okay, this young man is clearly being coerced into promoting this lifestyle for cultural acceptance. Okay, and we're going to talk about that today. The title of today's broadcast, brothers and sisters, Satan controls popular culture. Okay, if you want to remain in popular culture, if you want to remain a celebrity, if you want to remain relevant among the culture, you have to promote what the devil says, okay, including Nas X. All right, let's talk about that. Let's go to the book of James, the 4th chapter in the 4th verse. And we're going to pull this up in the NLT version of the Bible. Brothers and sisters, we're here at the book of James, the 4th chapter and the 4th verse. Okay, we're at James 4 and 4, and it reads, "You adulterers, do you not realize, or don't you realize that friendship with the world makes you an enemy of God?" I say it again, if you want to be friend of the world, if you want to be a friend of the world, if you want to be a friend of the world, you make yourself an enemy of God. Take a look at that, brothers and sisters. We're at James 4 and 4, and it reads, "You adulterers, don't you realize that friendship with the world makes you an enemy of God?" I say it again. If you want to be a friend of the world, you make yourself an enemy of God. See that? The passage indicates that seeking the world's approval is contrary to God's will for you. Okay, because the devil influences worldly value. Okay, because he controls popular culture, the world's mindset weakens our relationship with the Most High. See that, brothers and sisters? It's clear. According to the text, those who pursue the approval in favor of the world are working against God's will. It's clear there. Take a look at that. Loving the world in this context, brothers and sisters, is portrayed as a form of spiritual betrayal because it creates conflict within your allegiance to God. Okay, open your eyes, brothers and sisters. The text underscores the idea that those who desire to be close with people in the world are opposing God. That's what we see with Nas X. See that? Because he wants to be accepted, he'll play a role to lead other young people down a course of destruction. Okay, seeking the world's approval and adopting its values is incompatible with devotion to God, and that's a clear fact. Okay, the Bible warns that anyone who seeks to befriend the world becomes an enemy of God. See that? Okay, embracing popular culture is seen as turning against God. Here we see it in the Bible. Why? To gain acceptance and fame in society, you must be willing to reject God. Okay, many people forgot that Dwayne Wade, NBA superstar, turned his son into a transgender girl. Okay, because D Wade is afraid of the backlash for speaking out against the Rainbow Mafia, he allowed his son to become his daughter.
Dwayne Wade is supporting his daughter Zaya. Earlier this week, the NBA star filed a petition with the LA Superior Court to legally change his 15-year-old daughter's name to Zaya Wade after she came out as transgender in 2020. In the legal documents obtained by NBC News, Dwayne claims that he has the authority to make the decision on the teen's behalf, noting that his ex-wife, Siobhan Fonches, was also notified of the request. Dwayne and his wife, Gabrielle Union, have been long supportive of Zaya and are open about their family's journey. In an interview with CNN's Poppy Harlow at the Time 100 Summit in June, the former Miami Heat player praised his daughter's ability to live her life authentically and be who she wants to be. Access Hollywood spoke to the couple in April, and Dwayne opened up about how Magic Johnson inspired his loving parenting style.
I never knew when I was watching Magic on Arsenio Hall talk about EJ many years ago, I didn't know that I was watching it, that many years later that I would have the same conversation with my child or with the world that he had at that moment. And so to see Magic on that stage, see him just proud and beaming with love for his child, at that moment I didn't understand, but all I seen was a father who loved. And so to me, I was like, well, this is what you do. You just love and you figure out everything along the way, but you leave with love.
Struggle all you want, love your kid. Struggle all you want, listen to your kid. Struggle all you want, protect your kid. Struggle all you want, advocate for your child. You know what I mean? We all struggle. That's not an excuse not to turn off the parenting ship and not to cover your child in love and protection and to provide for them all of the same things that you would provide for any other child. But it all comes from being okay with not having every answer, which a lot of parents aren't really okay with that yet.
Corporate media and popular culture promote the idea that homosexuality is natural. Okay, the mainstream media and popular entertainment, okay, they promote what? They promote the idea that homosexuality is completely normal, even though the Bible condemns it. Let's talk about that. Popular entertainment encourages the feminization of Black men. Okay, in order to be popular as a Black man, you must be feminized. Okay, feminized Black men are prominently featured in mainstream media. And we're going to talk about that today. Corporate media and popular culture seeks to portray homosexuality as entirely normal and accepted by God, which we know it's not. Okay, corporate media and mainstream popular culture aim to shape public perception by promoting the idea that the LGBT is completely normal and accepted by God. Okay, we're going to talk about that. Why corporate culture has shifted away from embracing traditional masculinity among Black men. How do we know? Corporate culture no longer embraces masculinity in Black men, as evidenced by Michelle Obama praising D. Wade's transgender son.
Well, hey.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. I'm so nervous, but how are you?
Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union's daughter couldn't help but be a little starstruck when meeting one of her idols. Zaya Wade fanned out over Michelle Obama this week when the pair teamed up for a virtual chat about the former First Lady's best-selling memoir, Becoming. And the teen admitted she was nervous to realize such a long-standing dream of hers was coming true.
What's going on? Tell me, what's on your mind?
I'm just nervous, but really excited.
Don't be nervous.
It's like I'm meeting an idol. I'm literally meeting an idol. But just preparing for this moment for so long.
13-year-old Zaya asked Michelle what advice she has for young people who want to follow her example of pursuing their dreams with inspiring confidence. And Michelle confessed that she thinks Zaya is the one delivering an important message of empowerment.
I mean, I am just so proud of you, being just an amazing role model and embracing your truth, right? You're already doing this. So maybe this is for some other young people that are listening.
I feel,
but let me just say, it does take time to know what your self is, for young people. So my first piece of advice is be patient with yourself. Number one, at your age or in the teenage years and probably through your 20s, you're going to be experimenting with so many versions of yourself, right? All young people are trying on different versions, different voices. They're learning more about their intellect. They're learning about what they love, what they're good at, what they like. This is the period of exploration, right? And sometimes we put too much pressure on teenagers to know who you're going to be. Like, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Right.
That's what I write. It was a question that I hated. It's like, how am I supposed to? I'm 13. I'm 12. You're not supposed to know yet.
Mainstream media and entertainment industries often promote the idea that the LGBT rainbow mafia is completely normal and acceptable. Okay, popular culture tends to portray Black men in a feminized, feminine manner, reinforcing certain stereotypes. Okay, throughout television programming, movies, and all of corporate media, it has begun depicting Black men with feminine traits. Okay, if you want to be on mainstream TV, if you want to be accepted in popular culture as a Black man, you have to be feminized. This was intentional because they understand we are the Jews. They understand that the Negroes are the family, are the bloodline of Christ. Okay, and Satan hates Christ, and he hates Christ's family. So at any chance he gets, he looks to destroy our image. Okay, no one else has to play these roles. Only the Black community have to play these roles in order to make money in entertainment. Okay, it's clear there is a all-out war on Black men in particular. Why? Black men control popular culture. Let's be honest here. Look at the youth. Who does the youth follow? Are they following the Koreans? Are they following the white man? Or are they following Black entertainers, Black rappers, Black athletes? Okay, it's a gift that God has given us, and Satan has looked to exploit that gift. Okay, let's go to the book of John, the 15th chapter, brothers and sisters. Okay, we're in the King James Version Bible. Brothers and sisters, follows to the book of John, the 15th chapter. We're going to read the 18th and the 19th verse. The title of today's broadcast: Satan controls popular culture. Satan controls popular culture. Okay, here we are in John 15 and 18, and it reads, "If the world hate you, know that it hated me before it hated you." This is Christ speaking. If the world hate you, know that it hated me before it hated you. Verse 19 reads, "If you were of the world would love its own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of this world, therefore the world hates you." This was a prophecy concerning popular culture from Christ. Okay, John 15 and 18 reads, "If the world hates you, know that it hated me before it hated you." Okay, John 15 and 19 reads, "If you were of the world, the world would love its own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hates you." Take a look at that, brothers and sisters. Christ warned us that corporate and popular cultures would oppose the teachings of the Bible. See that? When we examine the passage carefully, okay, we notice that those who follow the Bible will face hostility from society. See that? The Bible urges believers to have the courage to stand for God in the last days, implying that living righteously would lead to being hated by the world. See that? Let's be clear on that, brothers and sisters. Here, Christ cautioned us about the opposition of corporate culture to the principles of the Bible. See that? See, according to the teachings in the Bible, we are advised to have bravery to defend God in the final days, to oppose popular culture. Okay, if you want to serve the Lord, you can't be trying to run around being popular and liked. Okay, if you're running around trying to be liked by everyone and popular, you're going to buckle under the pressure because you want to fit in. Those who follow God are not looking to fit in. They have the courage of their convictions. They have the intestinal fortitude to stand up for what is right, no matter who opposes. Okay, the Bible predicts that in the last days, many will be too afraid to stand up for the truth. See that? See that, brothers and sisters? Be clear on that. Those who oppose the LGBT are often branded as what? Bigots and homophobes. See that? Christ taught that only the brave, only the courageous would remain faithful to God in these times. And we're seeing it. Okay, those who truly seek to live a righteous life must be prepared for the possibility of being despised by wider culture. Okay, and we're going to be clear on that, and we're going to discuss it. Why? If you desire to live righteously according to Scripture, you must be willing to accept that the world might dislike you because of your convictions. And we're going to discuss that. Why? Christ warned us that the prevailing culture, the prevailing corporate culture marked by secular priorities, stands in direct opposition to the principles outlined in the Bible. Okay, he cautioned us that the values promoted by modern society run counter to biblical truth. Okay, everywhere we look in corporate and popular culture, the rainbow mafia is being promoted, and God is angry, brothers and sisters. If you live a homosexual lifestyle, you are glorified in this modern day culture. Okay. Many people are totally unaware that Detroit has a specialized police force dedicated exclusively to investigating crimes against the LGBT community.
Tonight, Detroit Police and Wayne County are putting together a first-of-its-kind special victims unit.
This team will solve crimes targeting the LGBT community. Mara McDonald is live at Detroit Police headquarters. And Mara, you teased it a little bit earlier. You said FBI crime stats show LGBT people are more likely to be victims of hate crimes than any other group. Is that right?
Kim, it's absolutely right. And many of those crimes never get solved. And there are various reasons for that. Hopefully, it's going to stop right now. Take a look. Amber Monroe was a trans woman murdered in Detroit last year, a crime that remains unsolved. And it's not an unusual situation.
There is a fear of retaliation. So I believe that's probably part of the reason as to why people don't talk, just for fear of what might happen to them.
Many in the LGBT community are either afraid to speak up or worried about how they'll be treated by law enforcement.
You can either sit back and complain about it, or you can actually do something about it.
Dana Nessel knows more than a little something about getting things done. She was the attorney that got Michigan's marriage equality issue in front of the Supreme Court. Now, the nonprofit she's spearheading, Fair Michigan, is putting money where its mouth is.
Yeah, I think there's unique challenges that the LGBT community brings to law enforcement and the justice system. And I think coming from within that community, having been within law enforcement and within that deep structure, there's an opportunity here to engage the community in a new and meaningful way.
Vicki Yost is a former deputy chief with the DPD and now will be a special investigator assigned to work with DPD and Wayne County in assisting in solving LGBT crimes. She's not alone. A special prosecutor is on board as well, all paid for with Fair Michigan's nonprofit dollars.
I think that we're going to have a number of cases that we're able to close and successfully solve and prosecute that possibly would have otherwise remained cold indefinitely.
Police departments nationwide are adopting aspects of homosexual culture, reflecting the spread of this ideology, even within law enforcement. Okay, take a look at that. Police departments nationwide are experiencing a surge in the presence of homosexual culture. See that? This was intentional. Okay, even the very institutions responsible for maintaining law and order have adopted this malevolent ideology. Okay, throughout the nation, brothers and sisters, police departments are experiencing a growing infiltration of LGBT culture. Okay, this trend signifies a significant shift in the cultural landscape within these institutions. Okay, this had never happened before. See that? You're preferred if you live the alternative lifestyle. If you're confused, if you're a man who's attracted to men, if you're confused, you're elevated in this culture. Okay, if you're a woman attracted to women, even though it's totally against God, even though you'll burn in hell if you don't repent of it, just like any other sin, right? It's no different than cheating on your wife, watching pornography. All of those sins will send you to hell. And homosexuality is a sin that will send you to hell if you don't repent and turn away from it. Okay? And we're going to discuss it today because why? Satan is looking to destroy brothers and sisters. Okay? Everywhere you turn, popular culture is promoting this lifestyle. Every new show that comes on. Okay? I believe that's part, in order to actually have a pilot, in order to actually be live television, okay, you have to promote the lifestyle in some way or another, okay? And we're going to talk about that today. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, the 22nd chapter, brothers and sisters, all right? Deuteronomy 22:5. Brothers and sisters, we're at Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 5. The title of today's broadcast, Satan Controls Popular Culture. Satan controls popular culture, brothers and sisters, okay? We're going to talk about that today. We're at Deuteronomy 22, verse 5, and it reads, "The woman shall not wear what pertains unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment." I'm going to read that one more time. Deuteronomy 22:5 reads, "The woman shall not wear that which pertains unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. Why? For all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy God. Take a look at that, brothers and sisters. The Bible considers cross-dressing a sinful behavior that goes against God's plan. Okay, the Bible forbids wearing clothing associated with the opposite gender, emphasizing that all people should embrace their God-assigned identity. Okay, because why? By cross-dressing, you're saying you know better than God. You're saying God made a mistake. Okay, cross-dressing is seen as a challenge to God's authority, and it is regarded as immorality because it disrupts his perfect design for gender. Okay, so the prohibition that we're reading here is based on the idea that people should embrace the gender they were born. Okay, why? That's God's will. So let's be clear on that. The Bible teaches us, okay, that altering one's gender presentation is a violation of God's intended design for male and female identities. See that? See? The Bible emphasizes that God's design for gender is perfect and is purposeful without modification or deviation. Okay? The Bible teaches us what, brothers and sisters? Take a look at it. Biblical teachings promote the idea that gender roles and expressions should align with God's original plan. See that? We live in a time where cross-dressers feel victimized if they're not acknowledged by their preferred gender. That's the time we're living in. That's the culture that has become prominent. Okay, the Bible teaches that wearing clothing associated with the opposite gender is prohibited. Why? It implies a false identity. You're lying. You're being untruthful. Okay, according to the biblical teachings, individuals should dress in a way that aligns with their biological sex rather than their feelings or their emotions. Hollywood pioneered the trend of men wearing dresses, which has now become part of popular culture. Okay, let's remember that. It was in the past that comedians wore dresses for movie roles, despite the fact that the Bible prohibits such attire. Okay, let's talk about that. Many comedians who aimed for success in the entertainment industry felt compelled to take on these roles of cross-dressing. Okay, remember, Marlon and Shawn Wayans starred in a film, White Chicks, where they dressed as women, a performance that Hollywood directors appreciated.
From the director of Scary Movie, they're two FBI agents and masters of disguise.
FBI, you're under arrest. The biggest bust of our career. 400 keys of pure vanilla ice cream.
One more screw up and you guys are fired.
And now,
and heiresses to the Wilson fortune.
They have one last chance.
All you gotta do is pick them up and drop them off.
To save their jobs.
One more screw up and me and you are through.
But the only way to protect these sisters,
let's do this,
is to become them.
Make them bigger. You sure this is gonna work? Just trust me. Yo, what's up, money? You got a problem? Nah, yo, hold my poodle.
From Revolution Studios.
Brittany and Tiffany Wilson. Sorry. They're new.
There is something different about the two of you.
Comes a story of two guys.
You're wearing the wrong underwear.
Who are giving undercover the ultimate makeover.
He's got my gun and badge. Go.
Jeez, lady, all that for a bag?
It's Prada.
Mama? How long we gotta do this, man? It's a couple more days. I don't have a couple more days.
Hey, yo! You do that again, I'm gonna bust!
And bust out in tears.
Oh, honey.
Shawn Wayans.
Don't hurt yourself, sweetheart.
Don't worry.
Marlon Wayans.
I don't see why I gotta go with Buffy the White Girl Slayer. Because if you don't, you're gonna blow off cover.
Oh!
Oopsie! I had a poopsie.
Girl, we gonna get along just fine.
Hasta la vista, Schwarzenegger.
White Chicks.
Marlon and Shawn Wayans didn't have any issues with dressing up in front of the camera for a global audience to see. Okay, when God says don't do something, he doesn't want, you can't say, well, I was just acting, I was just doing my job. God doesn't care about your job. Okay, just because you have a job and you want to make money doesn't mean you have a license to go against what God said. Okay, so there isn't an amount of money that should be able to persuade a man to do what Marlon and Shawn did for those Hollywood producers. Okay, and we're going to be clear on that. Men dressed in clothing traditionally worn by women began as a form of comedy, but has now become commonplace. It's become commonplace, brothers and sisters. Hollywood. Okay, many people don't know what Hollywood is. Hollywood was the wood that witches made their wands out of. Look this up. That's what Hollywood was. Okay, Hollywood's purpose is to cast spells over society. Okay, be clear on that. Okay, it cannot be denied, brothers and sisters, that children raised in Hollywood tend to have mental health issues. That cannot be denied. Okay, the majority of children with parents in Hollywood experience significant mental health challenges as they grow up. Okay, when observing children with actor parents, it's hard not to notice the signs of mental illness amongst them. Okay, following the movie in which Marlon donned a dress throughout, his daughter has since embraced a transgender ideology or lifestyle. Okay, Marlon Wayans now has a transgender child who has chosen the alternative lifestyle. Okay, it's easy to see, easy to see that Marlon's choice to cross dress in films has influenced his daughter to do so in real life.
Well, speaking of parenting, I wanted to talk, Marlon, a bit about, just so proud of how you are being a role model for dealing with a child that's transgender.
Absolutely.
And that's, that warms my heart, particularly as a Black man. Would you care to share that journey of?
Well, I learned and their transition really taught me what real unconditional love was.
Yep.
When they went through the transition, I actually went through the transition.
Yep.
I went from denial to complete acceptance. And it took me a week to get there. And what I've learned as a parent is for you to stop loving your child because of their choice in their life, that's a poor reflection on you. You know what I mean? When there's people that go, I'm not going to associate with you because you do that, or this is against God, and this, it's like, listen, I am not here to judge. I am not God. Only God can judge. And I say this, and if that's a mistake and we get to heaven and God don't let my child in, I'm going to shave a beard and sneak him in through the back. But I'm going to love my baby. And I'm a father. And I'm always going to defend them. I'm always going to protect them. I'm always going to respect them. And there's nothing anybody could ever tell me. I could lose fans, good. I lost people that are small-minded, small-hearted, and self-loathing. So goodbye. And I gained, for every one I lose, I gain 150 more.
Yeah.
Brothers and sisters, follow us to the book of 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter. We're going to read the 18th and the 19th verse. Okay? Let's take a look. 1 Corinthians 3:18, also 3:19, the title of today's broadcast, brothers and sisters, Satan controls popular culture. Satan controls popular culture. Okay, we're at 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 18 and 19, and it reads, "Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seems to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may become wise." Verse 19 reads, "For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God, for it is written, he takes the wise in their own craftiness." See that? Take a look at that, brothers and sisters. We're at 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 3, chapter 3, verse 18 and 19. And it reads, "Let no man deceive himself. Let no woman deceive herself. If any man or woman among you seems to be wise in this world, let them become a fool that they may become wise." Verse 19 reads, for the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. For it is written, he takes the wise and their own craftiness, brothers and sisters. Okay, Paul warns that society measures their intelligence, okay, and their wisdom often by who is willing to abandon God. Okay, well, let's be clear. Paul warns us that society measures their intelligence, their wisdom, often by who's willing to abandon biblical teachings. Okay, the text criticizes secular education. See that? The text criticizes secular education, implying that according to the Bible, brothers and sisters, it would usually oppose biblical values in the last days. See that? Take a look. This is a condemnation of public education, right? This passage serves as a warning, brothers and sisters, that the secular education system, these institutions, would increasingly clash with biblical principles. See that? The passage acts as a warning that as society progresses, the secular education will become entrenched in the ideas that conflict with biblical teachings. Okay? We're going to talk about that. Why? The Bible prophesied, brothers and sisters, that the landscape of popular culture would marginalize biblical values. See that? He says those who seem to be wise in this world actually have to become fools, which means they have to deny God. They have to deny the Bible in order to be considered intelligent. See that? They have to believe in the Big Bang. Okay? They have to believe that everything we see came from a bang. Okay? That no one can explain. And I say, hey, you have to have more faith to believe that than to believe a God created everything. I don't have that kind of faith where I could just believe everything we see, animals, countries, trees, came from an explosion, right? It takes more faith to believe that than to believe what the Bible says. Okay, so I can't go that far. I don't have that kind of faith. Okay, Paul warns us that in order to be seen as intelligent and wise in this society, one must reject God. See that? See? Paul warns us that in order to be perceived as intelligent and wise by societal standards, you must reject God. It's clear, brothers and sisters, the passage critiques the secular education system, implying what? That the Bible foretold its departure from biblical values. Okay? See that? Popular culture could not get to where it is without academia. Okay, these academic institutions are indoctrinating young people. Okay, we're going to discuss that. Why? This passage serves as a warning that the secular education system would increasingly clash with biblical teaching. That cannot be denied, brothers and sisters. The Apostle Paul cautioned us about the potential risks associated with the curriculum being taught in these educational institutions, brothers and sisters. Okay? God highlights the moral decline in the education system, suggesting that those who obtain degrees frequently distance themselves from biblical teachings. This prophetic warning indicates that there would be an intentional attempt to promote concepts that directly oppose values of the Bible. Okay? And we're going to talk about that. Why? Most parents ignored when the University of Vermont began implementing gender-neutral language for all students and staff.
It's the beginning of the school year at the University of Vermont, and the Alley Center is hosting a picnic. At this gathering, there are people who identify as women and others who identify as men, whether they be straight, gay, bisexual, or transgender. But there are also those who identify as something in between.
I don't feel like I identify fully as a woman, and I don't really feel like I identify as a man. I kind of, I found a lot of freedom in letting go of that.
Sierra doesn't want to be called she or he, but something more neutral like they or them.
They, them came up in the early days as kind of the easiest alternative pronoun.
Good. I think we're in really, really good shape.
Dot Brower, who runs the Alley Center, also recently adopted the they-them pronoun.
I've always, inside of myself, since I was a kid, thought of myself as not especially masculine or especially feminine. And I was really slow to realize that I wanted to ask for that too.
Growing numbers of students are asking for gender-neutral pronouns, and the University of Vermont has taken notice.
In 2009, UVM became the first university in the United States that allows students to select a gender-neutral pronoun. That selection is then put into the school's database so that professors get things right when addressing them.
The changes to the database has cost the university $80,000 and 6 months to design. There are also gender-neutral bathrooms and housing on campus. The move has largely been embraced by the students on campus, but there were some question marks.
You know, I think it's confusing for anyone. It was confusing for me when people first started talking about it.
A lot of people have the intent of being supportive. They just don't understand where the pronouns are coming from. And so I think a lot of times it's just teaching other people who aren't as aware of using they-them pronouns why it's important.
Students say being identified the way they perceive themselves is vitally important.
Being able to come into a space where you can really just openly be honest with yourself about who you are, I think it's really important for students because college is the time for personal growth.
Students across the United States seem to agree. Hundreds of other U.S. colleges have reached out to UVM for guidance on setting up similar pronoun-neutral programs.
Brothers and sisters, Paul warned us about these academic institutions being controlled by Satanists. Okay, if you have children, no matter what age they are, if you have them in these academic institutions, you better be aware of what's being taught. You better be aware of what's being taught, okay? Because why? College has become nothing more than Democrat indoctrination centers, okay? And this starts well before college. This is going on at the elementary level, okay? And the Lord warned us. This is why you have to value the Bible, okay? You have to value the Bible because the value warned us about the evil that Satan would look to perpetrate on unsuspecting people. Okay, these public institutions, these academic institutions are controlled by Satanists, okay, who are looking to confuse young people. Because why? It's easy to convince young people of anything. Okay, that's the danger of AI. Okay, because you don't know what is the truth concerning AI. All right, so if you have children, okay, and even if you don't have children, if you are a young person in school, you better understand what's going on in these colleges. You better understand what's going on in these universities, in these high schools, okay, because it's our job at the Commandment Keepers Church to keep you abreast of what's going on in society, okay? We show you, we take stuff from the news cycle, things that are currently going on, okay, and we give you a biblical perspective on it. That is our job. We are here to keep brothers and sisters informed. And according to what we're seeing here, these academic institutions are controlled by atheists, okay, without any shadow of a doubt, brothers and sisters. The title of today's broadcast, brothers and sisters, Satan controls popular culture. Satan controls popular culture. Okay, let's go to the book of Romans, the first chapter in the NLT version of the Bible. Brothers and sisters, we're here at Romans chapter 1, verse 26 and 27 in the NLT version of the Bible, and it reads, "That is why God abandoned them to their shameful desires. Even the women turned against the natural way to have sex and instead indulged in a sex with each other." Verse 27 reads, "And the men, instead of having normal sexual relations with women, burned with lust for each other. Men did shameful things with other men. And as a result of this sin, they suffered within themselves the penalty they deserved." Take a look at that. Romans 1 and 26 reads, "That is why God abandoned them to their shameful desires. Even the women turned against the natural way to have sex and instead indulged in sex with each other." Verse 27 reads, "And the men, instead of having normal sexual relations with women, burned with lust for each other." Men did shameful things with other men. And as a result of this sin, they suffered within themselves the penalty they deserve. Brothers and sisters, the Bible predicted that in the end times, homosexuality would become widespread. Okay. It's the Roman ideologue. Okay. The Romans always lived like this. Okay. The Europeans always lived like this. It was accepted. Okay. It was normalized. If you know anything about the Roman Empire, which America uses the same symbol, the American eagle used to be the Roman eagles, the Caesars. Yes, the Caesars. Julius Caesar used to be dabbling. Okay. Sugar all in his tank. Okay, the Apostle Paul warned us that popular culture would adopt the homosexual agenda. See that? It is also important to remember that ancient Roman culture greatly influenced Western civilization. Okay, in order to understand what's going on in popular culture, you have to understand the Roman Empire, the Roman influence. Okay, popular culture has been influenced by satanic control, which is undeniable, brothers and sisters. You cannot deny it. Okay, corporate media promotes alternative lifestyles despite biblical opposition. Despite it, brothers and sisters, okay? And as a result, people are more confused about their identity than ever before, a condition that was foretold in God's word. This was foretold. Okay, and we're going to talk about it. Society is undergoing unprecedented levels of confusion regarding sexual identity. Okay, these trends suggest a cultural landscape that has been deeply affected by moral struggles. Okay, immorality is embraced. Think about that. Popular culture has been infiltrated and controlled by Satan, and it cannot be denied, brothers and sisters. It cannot be denied. Okay, corporate media continues to promote the alternative lifestyle, even though the Bible opposes it. Wake up. Okay, clearly the landscape of popular culture has been shaped by dark forces. Okay, despite clear teachings and moral guidelines outlined in the Bible, corporate media outlets continue to normalize alternative lifestyles. Okay. People are experiencing more confusion about their sexual identity than ever before in history, brothers and sisters. And this phenomenon was predicted in the Bible. Okay, there is a higher prevalence of mental illness in the United States than any other country, largely due to the embrace of the alternative sexual lifestyle. Okay, many people overlook the debate on the Dr. Phil show where transgender activists argued that boys should be Despite clear teaching and moral guidelines outlined in the Bible, corporate media outlets continue to normalize alternative lifestyles, brothers and sisters. Okay, people are experiencing more confusion about their sexual identity than ever before in the history of civilization. And this phenomenon, brothers and sisters, was predicted. It was prophesied in the Bible. Okay, there is a higher prevalence of mental illness in the United States than any other country, largely due to the embrace of what? The homosexual agenda. Okay, many people overlook the debate on the Dr. Phil show where transgender activists argued that boys should have access to tampons in school restrooms.
But is it commonsensical to put these products in every
Yes.
bathroom?
I want to give a two-part response here. First of all, I mean, like we saw in Tennessee, trans boys do need to use restrooms. Trans boys can menstruate, and that's okay. And second, if people are running out of menstrual products, which I went to a school that provided them, it happens all the time, a boy could just run to the bathroom and grab it for his friend. So this is actually a law that benefits everyone, including cisgender women.
But it's also a law that can be abused because we've already, in the female bathrooms where it does make sense for them to be, they're putting them all over the walls. Boys, I don't have any firsthand experience, but there's already been stories from parents that have come to me talking about boys wearing them on their ears
So should we also ban toilet paper from bathrooms?
No, but why do we put them in places where they have a higher propensity of being misused? It just doesn't make sense.
So to add to your point, this is really important for lower socioeconomic schools. Transgender boys who might not have their own money to go buy tampons, if they're provided free in the bathroom, it's a huge plus.
Men do not menstruate. Only women menstruate. Now, you can call yourself whatever you want.
Cis men don't menstruate, but trans men do menstruate.
No,
Same
they
as
don't.
non-binary people.
Only women.
Menstruating is not exclusive
Yes,
to
it
cis
is.
women. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
So explain to me as to why my body menstruated at
If
some
your
point
chromosomes are XX and you're young, you menstruate. If you're XY, you don't.
Correct, but what about trans men and non-binary?
They're
We're
not
excluding
men.
a whole group of people
They're
here
women
that
dressed
menstruate.
as men. You are not a man. You can pretend to be a man, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Live your life and tell me what a man is.
Well, what's a man to you? You define a man for me.
You have chromosomes that are X and Y. That's what a man is.
So why are we just looking at the science of this as an
The
example
science.
when we've learned sex and gender identity are they're completely different things.
They're not completely
They
different
are
things.
completely different.
Completely different words.
Sex is what you're born with, the sexual reproductive organs you have. Gender is what you identify with. They're completely
Well, I don't
different
accept that
things.
distinction. You have to argue for it. You're just giving a conclusion. You're just making it up.
We live in a time where mental illness issues are widespread and widely accepted. Okay, biblically speaking, if someone feels they were born in the wrong body, it is a mental illness. Okay, and we have to discuss that. If a person believes that God Almighty made a mistake with their gender, they are being possessed by a demon without any shadow of a doubt. Okay, it's important for people to recognize how deeply satanic influences have permeated popular culture. If you love someone, you don't allow them to make a fool out of themselves. Okay, you don't say, well, to each his own. No, not to each his own. That's like saying, hey, my cousin, my uncle, my mom loves to smoke crack cocaine. Okay, it makes her happy. So I'm going to let her smoke crack cocaine without trying to snap her out of it. That's cowardice. Okay, the same thing. When you allow a male to act like a woman because it makes him happy, you are essentially saying, hey, I would allow you to smoke crack cocaine. I would allow you to cut your own wrist if it made you happy. That is a coward's way out. And I'm sorry to say it, okay? But if somebody is living that lifestyle in your circle, they need to know what is right. Okay, and brother, I'm sorry, but I can't be around you. I can't hang out with you. I don't care who you are. And until you get right with God, okay, that is what love is. Okay, love doesn't allow a person to touch a hot stove because it makes them happy. Okay, that's not love. That's cowardice. Okay, we love all people, even those living the alternative lifestyle. And I love you so much, brother or sister, that I'm willing to jeopardize our friendship for telling you the truth. That's how invested I am in you, brother. And I know you may be angry, sister, for I'm saying that, but I would be willing to give up our friendship, our relationship, in order to give you the truth because I love you. Okay, any person who allows someone to just do stuff that destroys their mental health, because guess what? The people that live alternative lifestyle have mental health issues. 99% of them have thought about committing suicide. They're on antidepressants. And here you are without the courage to tell them that God loves them the way they were made. Wake up, brothers and sisters. It is high time for society to wake up and recognize how deeply ingrained influential popular culture has become. Okay, it's time for society to become aware of how dangerous and influential satanic elements have become within our cultural landscape. Okay, popular culture has gotten out of hand. And I'm going to tell you this, corporate media use the Black community to make the LGBT acceptable. And we're going to prove that. Okay, and we're going to say it again. Corporate media use the Black community to make the LGBT acceptable. And we're going to prove that. Okay, follow us to Matthew 5 and 13. Brothers and sisters, we're here at Matthew, the 5th chapter and the 13th verse, and we're in the NLT version of the Bible. The title of today's broadcast, brothers and sisters, Satan Controls Popular Culture. Okay, we're at Matthew 5 and 13, and it reads, "You are the salt of the earth. You are the salt of the earth. But what good is salt if it has lost its flavor? Can you make it salty again? It will be thrown out and trampled underfoot as worthless." Wow. Christ is speaking directly to the Black community. When he made this statement, there were no white people around. There were no Koreans around. He's speaking directly to the Negroes. Okay? He was challenging us, telling us where our value was. All right? We're at Matthew 5 and 13, and it reads, "You are the salt of the earth. But what good is salt if it has lost its flavor? Can you make it salty again? It will be thrown out and trampled underfoot as worthless." Okay, the Bible describes the Black community as the salt of the earth, symbolizing the unique impact and flavor we add to society. Okay, let's be clear on that. According to the text, if we don't use this influence to help others grow closer to God, our community loses its purpose and value in the eyes of God. We have lost our value. Because why? The Black community isn't bringing anyone closer to God. And you wonder why everyone hates us. Okay? You wonder why nobody wants to be around us. Okay? Why all the other ethnic groups are against us. This is why. Okay, the Bible teaches us that when we neglect to harness our influence and lead others towards righteousness, we diminish our value in God's plan. Okay, the passage calls us to recognize the importance of collective responsibility. Okay, we have a collective responsibility to draw others closer to God. Okay, he's speaking directly to the Black community. We are the salt, we are the flavor. Imagine popular culture without Black people. Imagine this world without Black and Hispanic people, Native people. It would be grits. The whole earth would be Russian. Let's be clear. The whole world knows who brings the flavor, who brings the swag, as they call it, who brings the drip, as the young people call it. Right? Yeah, I know what they say. Yeah. Okay, the scriptures underscore a profound responsibility that comes with this level of influence. Okay, the Bible describes the Black community as the salt of the earth, a powerful metaphor that underscores the unique flavor and influence we contribute to society. Okay, examine that. Okay, God has blessed us with the ability to influence others. Okay, He's given us that ability to influence others, all right, to come closer to him. Let's be clear on that. However, the devil seeks to misuse this gift for his own agenda. God gave us the gift to influence other people, and Satan knows that, and he's used that gift for his purposes. Okay? There's no one more more trendy, who sets more trends than the Black community. Ask the youth. Ask the teenagers, who sets the trends? Who are they trying to emulate? Who? Okay? So it's the children that determine what the trends are. And where do they get what's trendy? From the Black community, from the rappers, from the athletes, from the actors. Okay? The passage reveals to us that corporations view the Black community as leaders in popular culture. And that's why they have paid us to endorse ideologies that oppose God. Okay, God warns the Black community that if we cease to represent him, we lose our significance. Okay, popular culture has taken on a demonic nature, and this shift has been largely influenced by the Black community. Okay, many people forget that Kanye West several years ago encouraged the hip hop industry and its artists to accept and promote the homosexual agenda.
Like, damn, hip hop really is about It seemed like it's about like fighting for your rights in the beginning, about speaking your mind and about breaking down barriers or whatever. But everybody in hip hop discriminates against gay people. To me, like that's one of the standards of hip hop, is to be like, yo, you fag, you gay. Matter of fact, the exact opposite word of hip hop, I think, is gay. Like, yo, you play a record and it's like whack, that's gay, dog. You know, if it's good, that's that hip hop right there. You see what I'm saying? It's like the exact opposite. So it's like me speaking for my entire culture, or me looking at my rappers out there, hip hoppers discriminate against gay people. Mm-hmm. They feel like they can't act. Hold on one second. Everybody, don't throw me off. I really want to say this. I want to say this to America. I want to.
Speak your mind.
No, he was just throwing me off just slightly. I wanted this to just come on TV and just tell my rappers, just tell my friends, like, yo, stop it, fam. Mm-hmm. Like seriously, that's really discrimination. To me, that's exactly what they used to do to black people. I'm just trying to tell people, just stop all that.
Kanye West understands the impact and significance that hip-hop culture holds in shaping music, fashion, and societal trends globally. Okay, Kanye West recognizes the influence that hip-hop culture has in shaping societal trends on a global scale. Okay, here it is. One of the most popular black men in pop culture is encouraging the black community, by and large, to embrace homosexuality, okay? To step away from what they call homophobia. I don't know what homophobia is, right? Okay, just because I disagree with you, I'm a homophobe. Hey, you call me whatever you want to call me, okay? I'm just going to repeat what the Bible has to say, no matter what Kanye or any other slave puppet has to say, okay? And I wonder how much money they gave him to bring that doctrine forward. Okay, there's a reason why they made that guy a billionaire, because this is the way he thinks. Okay, and this has shown you, okay, that was years ago. That was several years ago that he made that statement. And look at hip hop now. Okay, hip hop has been infiltrated by the alphabet mafia. Okay, everywhere you turn, there's that energy. Okay, there's rainbow energy all throughout hip hop. Okay, the stylists are living that lifestyle. Okay, the makeup artists are living that lifestyle. Okay, the artists are living that lifestyle. The songwriters are living that lifestyle. They have infiltrated. Okay, and this was Kanye West telling us how important hip hop music is to popular culture. Okay, he spelled it out for us. All right. Let's go to the book of Isaiah, the 5th chapter and the 20th verse. Brothers and sisters, follow us to the book of Isaiah, the 5th chapter and the 20th verse. We're in the King James Version Bible. The title of today's broadcast, Satan Controls Popular Culture. Satan controls popular culture. Okay, we're at Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20, brothers and sisters, and it reads, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Let's take a look at that, brothers and sisters. We're at Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20, and it reads, curse unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Brothers and sisters, the Bible tells us that no matter what the world calls good or evil, we get our definition from the God of all truth. Okay, the Bible warns us that those who choose not to follow its moral principles bring upon them a curse. See that? The passage discusses the origins and the influence of hip-hop music. Okay, the passage condemns the genre of hip-hop. Why? Everybody knows that rap music is known for promoting promiscuity, substance abuse, and violence. Okay, as if it's a good thing. That's condemned in this verse. All right, within the realm of rap music, brothers and sisters, there is a tendency to promote and celebrate immorality. Okay, that's clear. It is clear that hip hop as a genre has contributed to the stereotypes and the misconceptions we hear or see about the Black community. Nothing has destroyed our image more. Nothing has destroyed the Black community and the Black man in particular, his image more than hip hop. Okay? It's hip hop that has created these stereotypes with other ethnic people, how they view us. Okay? Satan knows that the Black community has an influence, right? Has a unique talent to make things trendy. So he often uses us to spread his culture globally. Okay? He knows the gift that God has given us as leaders, as somebody who you could call trendy. Okay, the world recognizes the Black community's ability to turn something negative into a trend, which leads to our exploitation by Satanists. Okay, if they want to get the world to fall in line, if they want to get the world to live a satanic lifestyle, they pay the Black community to do it. Okay, let's be clear. Why is it that people from other ethnic backgrounds can make money by promoting culturally appropriate music, while the Black community is pressured into promoting criminal behavior? Okay, all the other races of people have a genre of music. Okay, Satan exploits our natural talent to spread his influence, making us tools for his agenda. Okay, hip hop is Satan's preferred genre of music because it influences popular culture like no other genre. Let's be honest about that. Let's be accurate about that. Let's be truthful about that. Okay, executives from Jewish record labels who control rap music have introduced a subgenre known as drill music, which glorifies the act of killing. Okay, these record executives have introduced drill music into the hip hop genre, a music that encourages violence and murder in the Black community. Okay, this form of music, known for its brutal lyrics, would not be embraced by any other ethnic group, but has found a home within the Black community.
Another local rapper is dead.
Late last night, officers responded to calls of shots fired.
Violence that has already claimed the lives of too many. While that blame has taken many forms over the years, lately that subgenre drill has had the biggest target on its back. It's immensely popular, hard-hitting, and the lyrics are provocative.
What is drill? In layman's terms, it's like a sub-genre of hip-hop, right? The dissing is what established, oh, this is a drill record. They're dissing each other, they're calling each other's names out, which was like new. Like before in hip-hop, if you diss somebody, you really didn't say their name, it was like subliminal. So all that context made what drill is. It's like direct diss music, beefing. We gon' hit him and finish it. Nobody innocent. If you ain't that better lay that. All the judge giving sentences, real my minutes.
You've probably heard of the popular names. The late Pop Smoke out of New York, Chicago's Chief Keef, who many see as the godfather of the genre. And now, a new crop of artists have taken up the mantle, like Brooklyn rappers Fabio Foreign, Chef G,
If you ain't a body, can't stay with me. I swear to is my mini me's.
even the viral Bronx native Ice Spice's sound is influenced by the new style of drill. The term drill was coined by the late rapper Pac-Man.
That's the main reason drills get committed, man.
But what exactly defines drill is up for debate. But everyone agrees that the drill in drill music is all about one thing: violence.
This well-known genre of music has contributed to an unprecedented level of violence in Black communities all across the globe. Okay, record executives heavily favor this brand of hip hop, and they invest millions of dollars to support its promotion. Okay, in every direction we look, young Black men are producing this brand of music that promotes an unprecedented level of violence. Okay, be clear. The Jewish executives running the music industry are fond of this brand of music and are investing millions of dollars in promoting it.
Drill rap, the latest evolution in hip hop's 50-year history in New York City. But it's often been linked to violence. And just yesterday, a popular drill rapper known as Chef G was one of 32 gang members charged in a string of violence that left one person dead and dozen others injured. But some are trying to change the perception of drill rap and promote positivity in the genre. Here's Eyewitness News race and culture reporter Crystal Cranmore.
Music executives say Shaolin Perry, better known by his stage name Sha'i K, is an emerging voice in the New York City drill music scene. And he's only 19, one of the youngest artists signed to Warner Records.
Changed my life. To wake up, I want to do mad stuff I'm not supposed to be doing now. Wake up and I see, nah, that's not even worth it.
While drill music, a subgenre of hip-hop, has propelled Sha'i K to stardom, police say the deaths of aspiring New York City drill rappers and those in the drill community over the last year point to gun violence. One of the youngest victims, just 14 years old.
What started the whole New York drill was, if I beef with you or if I got a problem with you, I'm going to say it on this record and I'm going to say it on this beat.
Hot 97's DJ Drewski was an early supporter of drill.
People credit Chicago and the Chicago artists like Chief Keef for bringing like drill to the state. For a long time, everyone in New York's like, yo, we don't have a sound. Everybody sounds like they from down south. Now when you hear drill music in New York, you feel like that's ours. And I feel like Pop Smoke was the face of that.
To help curb the violence, DJ Drewski announced last year he would stop playing diss music aimed at rival rappers.
I love the music from day one, but let's do it the right way.
According to Warner executives, local police had several drill rappers removed from the Rolling Loud New York Festival last September, including Sha'i K, who has no criminal record.
Brothers and sisters, it is not a coincidence that this genre of music has become so popular. Okay, these Jewish record executives know the gift that God has given the Black community. Okay, we have a gift to make things that are immoral sound popular and trendy. Okay, and that's why the Lord says if we don't embrace our purpose to bring people closer to God, we have no value. And right now, we don't have much value because we're not bringing anyone closer to God. Okay, if the Negroes, if the Black community could make murder sound cool, carrying a chopper, right? Spinning the block, as they say. If we could make murder sound cool, if we could make drug addiction and drug abuse sound cool, we could make following God sound cool. And Satan knows that, and the Jewish executives know that. Okay, that's why none of the conscious rappers get any shine. They get no play. Why? Because they know the power of influence that we have. Okay, there's a reason why drill music, this subgenre of murder music is what I call it. There's a reason why they're promoting or they're paying Black artists, male artists in particular, millions of dollars to promote it. Because if you pay them millions of dollars, guess what happens? Other artists see that and say, hey, the way to make music, the way to make money is to make music about murdering other Black men. Okay, and we're going to be clear. Hip-hop labels are run by Klansmen, okay? If the white man rapped some of these lyrics that these Negroes are rapping against the Black community, we would think this was the worst type of white man you could ever want to know. Brothers and sisters, I'm here to tell you, these Jewish executives that control these record labels, okay, that promote this type of music are the Klansmen. They created the Klan, okay? And we're going to talk about that today. The title of today's broadcast, brothers and sisters, Satan controls popular culture. Okay, let's go to Revelations chapter 2. Brothers and sisters, we're here at the book of Revelations, the 2nd chapter and the 9th verse, and it reads, I know about your suffering and your poverty, but you are rich. I know the blasphemy of those opposing you. They say they are Jews, but they are not, because their synagogue belongs to Satan. Revelations 2:9 reads, I know about your suffering and your poverty, but you are rich. I know the blasphemy of those opposing you. They say they are Jews, but they are not, because their synagogue belongs to Satan. Brothers and sisters, this referenced verse is considered the origin of hip hop music. Okay, according to Christ's prophecy, the ethnic Jews were foreseen to live in poverty. Okay, and guess what? When you live in poverty, that would lead to a higher likelihood of engaging in criminal activity. Okay, so the verse is fundamental to hip hop's origins, brothers and sisters, because it highlights our struggles with poverty. See that? See? Take a look, brothers and sisters. Right? The verse has been referenced, okay, to what? There's enemies. The Bible says the Negroes or God's people would have enemies who claim to be Jews, who worship in synagogues. Who worships in synagogues, brothers and sisters? Who controls hip hop? People who call themselves Jews. The European Jews are not the biblical Jews. They're called Jewish. There's no such people as Jewish people in the Bible. Okay, they call themselves Israelis, not Israelites. So they're telling you outright, they're not the Jews from the Bible. They're not the Israelites from the Bible. Okay, this verse has been referenced as what? The origin, the foundational element of hip hop music. Okay, when we carefully examine these passages, it becomes clear, brothers and sisters, that it contains a prophecy concerning the ethnic Jews living impoverished. See that? The Bible says God's people would live impoverished. The Jewish community is not impoverished. They're the wealthiest community on earth. Let's be honest here. Let's be clear here. Okay, the Bible says the true Jews would live impoverished, right? And poverty would lead to what? Criminal activity. See that? So the poverty and criminal activity is what created hip hop. See that? That's what hip hop is today. Okay, these economic hardships would not only cause suffering, but would also lead us to what? Rise in criminal activity. See that? Think about that, brothers and sisters. The passage implies a cycle where poverty would act as a catalyst for crime, creating an environment that would be challenging for those living inside of it. See that? It is clear, brothers and sisters, that Christ foretold that the ethnic Jews would live in poverty, leading to a likelihood of turning to a life of crime. See that? Examine that. The passage illustrates how hip hop emerged as a powerful form of expression, reflecting the realities of a marginalized community. That's what it began as. Examine that. The text does what? The text forms the basis, right? The source of hip hop music. According to the Bible, the true ethnic Jews would face poverty and hardships within their communities. Who is that? Is that the Negroes, or is that those who call themselves Jewish? The owners of the record labels, the owners of the football teams, the basketball teams, the top 75% of the top 100 companies in the world are headed by who? Those who worship in synagogues. The Bible tells you those who worship in synagogues worship Satan in the synagogue. Okay, the Bible predicts that there would be debates between two groups regarding who the Jews are. Okay, the impoverished ethnic Jews and the religious Jews who benefit from their poverty. See that? Let's be clear. The text serves as a foundation for hip hop music. See that? According to the Bible, brothers and sisters, the authentic Jews would endure poverty and adversity in their communities. This scripture reveals who the true Jews are. Okay, and we're going to talk about it. Why? Hip hop music delves into the struggles of growing up in an underprivileged community without proper guidance. Okay, this passage emphasizes the promotion of criminal behavior within the Black community. Many people forgot that in the early days of hip hop, popular rapper Ice-T met with community leaders to address the potential risk associated with rap music.
Whether a rap artist wants to be a role model or not, or whether a rap artist wants to be somebody that people look up to or not, it is given. Once you step out on the public stage, people watch you and they're drawn to you by the power of your art form. And rap is an extremely powerful art form. It comes from the creativity of African people. And anything that comes from our creativity is powerful and it grabs. And therefore, we want to make sure that as it grabs, it also shapes in a constructive and redemptive way our young people to continue our progress against the evils that try to crush us.
I'd like to just kick in here because I'm the oldest person around this table, and I dig rap. Okay, I dig it but it has to be positive, and it has to have a message, a social message, a cultural message, and the young people that we just saw were right on when they talked about you may not want to be a role model, but you are. You stepping out there on the stage, those young people are looking at you and they're hearing everything you're saying and they want to copy everything you're doing. And trust me, they will be violent because they don't understand. There are young girls who do not understand that what it is to be a gangster B, but they know that that beat is slamming and they want to be a gangster B.
Do you think you understand what hardcore rap is? See, I do hardcore rap. I don't do pop rap. I don't do R&B rap. I do hardcore rap. I'm what is considered the inventor of the genre. I was the first person to ever get a sticker put on my record. I was the first person to ever be the PMRC Step 2. I'm #1 on the PMRC's list. The only reason I rap like that is because I did not know how to rap any other way. This is the life I'm living. But the audience that I attracted were the kids that did not listen to anybody else. And with an unconventional enemy, it takes unconventional tactics. So with your tactics and the positiveness that you guys want, that leaves a whole sector of people that listen to music out in the open, because they ain't gonna listen to you no matter what you say. I go to the penitentiaries, I talk to the brothers that are stuck and ain't coming out. Why? Because I talk in their language. I talk in the dialogue of the streets. You would like, in a perfect world, for things to be different, but they simply aren't.
Well, you might want to talk to the brothers inside, but you have children outside who are listening, and you can
but
say
that's why they have a parent. There's a parent. There's a
a lot of their parents.
Well, that's not my fault.
I know it's not your fault, but you have to be responsible. As a brother, you have to be responsible.
So what
it's
I should
not
do
your
is,
fault.
But what I should do is make a record that a 4-year-old could listen to. But what happens when you go out and you watch Red Fox do comedy for adults? These records have parental guidance stickers on them. And in my opinion, a sticker that says parental guidance, any parent that needs a sticker that says guide their child
should be guiding them.
You shouldn't have to have a sticker. So it's not my fault the breakdown of the families in America. You know, I have a daughter who listens to all the music, and I guide her through this music. But life is X-rated.
Brothers and sisters, follow us to the book of 1 John, the 2nd chapter, the 15th and the 16th verses. Okay, the title of today's broadcast, Satan Controls Popular Culture. Satan controls popular culture. Okay, we're at 1 John chapter 2, verse 15 and 16. 1 John 2 and 15, and it reads, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him." Okay, 1 John 2 and 15 reads, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him." Okay, verse 16 reads, "For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world." Verse 16 reads, "For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life." And the pride of life. See that? We're going to read that again, brothers and sisters, because why? These verses are talking about what hip-hop promotes. Okay? Everything that is condemned in these verses is what hip-hop promotes. We're at 1 John chapter 2, verse 15, and it reads, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Why? If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him." Verse 16 reads, "For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, The pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. Brothers and sisters, hip hop actively encourages everything that this passage condemns. Okay? In these passages, the Bible cautions against adopting worldly culture. See that? Think about that, brothers and sisters. It is clear that rap music has been utilized as a tool of propaganda by Satan and his followers. See that? Think about that. There is an empirical evidence, brothers and sisters. There is empirical evidence to support the claim that rap music has had an adverse impact on both the Black community and society at large. Okay, both sides. All right, this particular passage argues that hip hop encourages behaviors and values that the Bible advises against. Think about that. Okay, biblical teachings warn against adopting worldly culture in these passages. Think about it, brothers and sisters. This text proves that hip hop music promotes behaviors and attitudes opposed to God's principles. Open your eyes, brothers and sisters. Okay, open your eyes. Rap has negatively impacted the Black community and society at large. Okay, because why? Hip hop controls popular culture, and popular culture is highly satanic. I can't think of anything more satanic than hip hop music. You glorify drug abuse, promiscuity, murder, selling your soul for money. Okay, the music industry focuses on promoting music from Black men that glorify violence and substance abuse, and that cannot be denied. It cannot be denied. Okay, many popular rappers are heavily involved in satanic culture and are trying to influence young people with these ideas. Okay, don't forget, many hip hop fans overlook the fact that rap superstar Yellow Beezy was recently charged with hiring another Black man to murder a rival rapper.
And we have two breaking news stories tonight, starting with an update on a rapper gunned down on a highway 5 years ago. Dallas police now say Yella Beezy hired a hitman to kill his one-time friend turned rival, Mo 3. Cole Sullivan is live at the county jail. These are well-known rappers in the Dallas hip-hop scene.
Chris, Yella Beezy's top single, It Put It On Me, it peaked at 56 on the Billboard Hot 100. Now he's in the Dallas County Justice Complex behind me on a capital murder charge, accused of hiring a hitman to kill a fellow rapper. This all happened back in 2020. And just before noon, on the middle of Interstate 35, just south of the Dallas Zoo, Dallas police arrested a 22-year-old and charged him with murder. Initially, that 22-year-old's in federal prison, convicted of gun charges. But now, 5 years later, they say he was the trigger man. Police say Yella Beezy, whose top song That's On Me, hired that 22-year-old and promised him cash for killing Mo 3. A grand jury handed up an indictment this week and booked Marquise Conway tonight. The killing of Melvin Noble, known as Mo 3, led to an outpouring of grief from his fans. Dozens held a memorial outside Dallas City Hall that week. He once was friends with the man now accused of hiring someone to murder him. The killing has long been suspected to be the result of a rap feud.
It is not surprising when rappers are killed because the genre encourages it. Okay, even female rappers are contributing to the promotion of violence. Okay, the violence that's pervasive in the Black community, even the female rappers are promoting it. Think about that. To be a successful rap artist, you must endorse drug use, violence, and promiscuity among young Black people. Okay? And that cannot be denied. Violence is widely associated with the hip hop genre. It is generally accepted as a norm within the culture. That cannot be denied. Nobody is shocked when rappers get murdered because it's what the genre advises. It's what the genre encourages. Okay, even the female rappers are promoting violence. Everywhere we turn, violence is being promoted to the Black community. Okay, you will never be a popular rap star if you don't promote drug abuse and violence to young Black men and women. Okay, most people ignored the fact that recently female rapper Glorilla had to stop mid-performance in front of thousands of fans because fights continue to break out at the arena.
Videos like this one going viral showing several fights that pumped the brakes on a St. Louis area concert. This is First Alert 4 at 10. I'm Corey Stark.
I'm Samantha Jones. Tonight we're hearing from concert goers fed up after violence caused a concert to veer into the wrong direction. Kimberly Donahue spoke to the woman who attended the Glorilla concert and ended up fearing for her safety there. Kim?
Sam, that concert goer tells me she was excited to finally see one of her favorite up-and-coming artists, but a group of rowdy people caused the show to get cut short and made her worry for her safety.
It's embarrassing because, we have people come here and then this is how we act.
Tiffany Thompson says she and her friends were excited for Glorilla's show at the Factory in Chesterfield Monday night.
A big fan of Glorilla. I love her music and her newest album.
She says the night was going great until about 45 minutes into the show when Glorilla stopped dancing. Several videos circulating on social media show fights breaking out throughout the concert.
They still going. Calm down, be calm, be calm.
Thompson and her friends eventually decide to end the night early.
We were actually leaving before that third fight broke out because we sensed that it was not going to stop and we were going to just try to beat traffic.
Video shows Glorilla soon decided to do the same.
We got to end the show, St. Louis. It's another fight. I love y'all. I didn't want to do this.
Brothers and sisters, we're here in the book of Proverbs, the 18th chapter and the 21st verse. The title of today's broadcast, Satan Controls Popular Culture. We're here at Proverbs 18 and 21 in the NLT version of the Bible, and it reads, "The tongue can bring death or life. Those who love to talk will reap the consequences." Proverbs 18 and 21 reads, "The tongue can bring death or life. Those who love to talk will reap the consequences." Brothers and sisters, the Bible warns that our words carry consequences. Okay, the Bible teaches us that our words have significant impact. And that's the danger of hip hop music. Okay, and guess what? Satan is aware of this truth. And that is what has made hip hop music incredibly popular among young people. Satan knows. He knows this. All right. Jewish executives have found a way to influence Black youth to cast spells on themselves through the use of these rhymes. Okay. Crafty. Satan is crafty. Let's be clear. Hip hop is enjoyed by Satan and his followers. It cannot be denied. Okay. Jewish entertainment executives have created a genre of music that promotes young people casting spells upon themselves. It's called hip hop. It's called rap. Okay, the Bible clearly teaches that words carry significant power and lead to real consequences. See that? See? Think about it, brothers and sisters. Recognizing the power of words, Satan actively seeks to exploit popular culture, particularly the hip hop genre, because it resonates with young people. He knows that. Satan knows that making music about violence makes people more violent. Okay, recently the music community was shocked by the tragic death of a well-known rapper, Little Ronnie. He was tragically murdered while at a local car wash, an incident that also claimed the life of his young daughter.
A 30-year-old man and his 5-year-old daughter were murdered at a car wash in the Fort Worth suburb of Forest Hill.
At this point, it appears to be a targeted shooting, and police are looking for 2 gunmen. Dozens of evidence markers show where the gunfire erupted today at the car wash on I-20 at Forest Hill Drive. A 30-year-old rapper and his young daughter were both killed. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager is in Forest Hill with the update from police on their investigation. Peyton.
Steve and Heather, that first 911 call came in just before 11 a.m. this morning, and we did not receive an update from Forest Hill Police until just about an hour ago at 8 p.m. They now tell us police have identified at least one of the suspects and have issued a capital murder warrant. However, police are not releasing any of the names of the suspects. We know that 2 men, police say, opened fire on the victims. A witness who lives across the street from the car wash tells me she heard multiple rounds of gunfire. Take a listen.
6 the first time, and then it was like a half a second to a second. I heard 6 more, and then a half a second or a second later, I heard 3 more.
Becky Johnson startled by what she says sounded like back-to-back gunfire. A deadly shooting in broad daylight at a car wash off Forest Hill Drive and Interstate 20.
I could see people filling for their cars.
Johnson watching customers take cover behind their own vehicles. Forest Hill police say 2 men got out of a Kia, approached the victim's car, and opened fire. Sky 4 video shows dozens of evidence markers around a maroon Challenger. Also a vacuum still laying in the front seat. Forest Hill police confirm 2 were killed in the Monday shooting.
And a baby, his baby, a baby.
Family members tell Fox 4 the victims are 30-year-old Chucky Smith, known as North Texas rapper G Money Lil Ronnie, and his 5-year-old daughter. The little girl just had a birthday yesterday.
Cleaning the car out, and somebody came through shooting and killed him and the baby.
This well-known rapper and his young daughter were killed as a result of the negative energy that he promoted through his music. Okay, promoting negative energy leads to negative consequences. Okay, so it should not come as a surprise when that negative energy manifests. Okay, this is the danger of hip hop music, brothers and sisters. Okay, words have power, and the devil knows it. Okay, the devil knows that words have power, even if you claim you're doing it as an art form, even if you claim you don't really mean it. Brothers and sisters, don't say it if you don't mean it. Don't repeat it if you don't mean it. Stay away from hip hop music, brothers and sisters. It is the devil's favorite genre. Okay, it's the devil's favorite genre, and nobody is shocked when a murder of a rapper transpires. Nobody. Okay, the title of today's broadcast, brothers and sisters, Satan controls popular culture. Okay, follow us to the book of 1 Timothy, the 2nd chapter, in the 9th verse in the NLT version of the Bible. Brothers and sisters, we're here at 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 9 and 10. Okay, we're at 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 9 and 10, and it reads, "And I want women to be modest in their appearance. They should wear decent and appropriate clothing and not draw attention to themselves by the way they fix their hair or by wearing gold or pearls or expensive clothes." Verse 10 reads, "For women who claim to be devoted to God should make themselves attractive by the good things that they do." Let's take a look at that again. 1 Timothy 2 and 9 reads, "I want women to be modest in their appearance." I want women to be modest in their appearance. Take a look at that, brothers and sisters. The Bible teaches that women should dress modestly and avoid clothing that is provocative or sexually suggestive. See that? The Bible instructs women to dress modestly rather than provocatively. Think about that. When analyzing the scriptures, it is clear, brothers and sisters, that women are encouraged to avoid dressing in a way that is considered sexually suggestive. Okay, the Bible encourages women to dress modestly and to avoid apparel that is provocative or what we would consider sexually alluring. Think about that. When we carefully study these scriptures, brothers and sisters, it becomes clear that women are advised not to wear seductive or tempting clothing. They should not wear clothing that shows their shape. According to the text, brothers and sisters, women are encouraged to choose clothing that reflects humility and self-respect. Okay, the Bible says avoid clothing that draws undue attention. See that, brothers and sisters? A careful examination of these scriptures shows that women are encouraged to wear attire that demonstrates humility and self-respect. That cannot be questioned. Okay, the Bible provides guidance to sisters regarding their choice of clothing. Okay, the text emphasizes the importance of modesty and appropriateness. And we want to be clear on that. Why? When we thoroughly examine the relevant scriptures, it becomes evident that women are advised to steer clear of clothing that is seductive. Okay, sisters are here encouraged to select attire that demonstrates humility and respect for themselves. Okay, and let's be clear, to be a female hip hop artist, promoting sexuality is considered mandatory. Okay, remember, many hip hop fans largely overlooked Cardi B's recent video in which she appeared nearly nude.
Bang, 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 bang.
Nigga, eat this ass like a plum. This pussy tight like a nun. Better chew it up like it's gum. Then wipe your mouth when you done. I'm hot like Nevada. Pussy get pop pinata. Bitch, I look like money. You can print my face on $1. Beat it up. Beat it up. Beat it up.
Cardi B can come out with a pornographic video and song, and it gets radio spin. It's on MTV. It's on all the channels, the popular channels for music videos, and no one has anything to say about it. See, as long as it's the Black community promoting debauchery, everyone is quiet. Okay, everyone is quiet. And Satan knows the gift that we have. There is a gift that we have to make things trendy. Okay, and even when it's some wickedness, like what we see Cardi B doing, shaking her rump. Okay, this is prostitution, brothers and sisters. Hip hop has become prostitution. Okay, especially amongst the female rappers. Open your eyes, brothers and sisters. If you want to maintain your legacy, if you want to maintain your fame as a celebrity, this is what it takes. Okay, you have to keep your mouth shut when it comes to immorality. You have to promote everything Satan says. Okay, wake up, brothers and sisters. We're in the last days. Okay, the title of today's broadcast, Satan Controls Popular Culture. We want to say, Kwam Yasharala, sin no more.